Sudhakaran from GFGC, Bangalore Cast Street. In this session, we will be discussing conductivity titration of acid mixture against a average. So, I will be demonstrating the experiment here. So, first we will pipette out 50 ml of acid mixture into the beaker. So, we will first mix the pipette. So, mix the pipette with the acid mixture solution. So, acid mixture contains mixture of acetic acid and HCl about 0.1 normal strength. So, I have rinsed it. I will take 50 ml of this acid mixture into the beaker. So, set the lower viscous to 25 ml mark. Add to the beaker. So, this is 25 ml beaker. You have to take 2 times. So, in the burette you have to take NaOH solution. Yes, you have taken 50 ml of acid mixture into the beaker. Now, I will mix the burette with NaOH solution. This is one normal NaOH solution prepared and kept here. So, first mix the burette with this solution. Take a small amount and mix the burette. So, throw the rinsed solution. See that the tip is also rinsed. So, this is a micro burette because you have to add volume in small amounts. That is, we will be adding 0.5 ml each. Again, tighten the screw of the burette. Take the solution. Again, set to 0 mark. So, it is a 10 ml micro burette. Set the lower viscous to 0 mark and take the reading of lower viscous SI. So, you clamp the burette to the burette stand such that the tip of the burette is just above the solution we have pipetted out, that is acid mixture. Okay, this is right. Then dip the conductivity cell into the solution. So, here we are not using any indicator. The change in conductivity itself is the indicator of endpoint of titration. So, in normal titration you use the indicator, change in color will indicate the endpoint. Here change in conductivity will indicate the endpoint. Now, we will connect it to the conductivity meter. So, I have dipped the conductivity cell into the acid mixture. See that the electrodes are dipped into the solution. Then set this conductivity to 200 millisiemens. Okay, press this button. So, it shifts, you can see the range. Now, it is out of range, it shows 1. So, I will set it to 200 milliseconds. Now, you can see the reading here. So, the conductivity of this acid mixture solution is 28.7 millisiemens. Now, you have to start adding solution from the burette in 0.5 ml. Okay. So, this is 0, this is 0.5, then 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, like that you have to add. And after each addition, we will stir the solution and what you will do is you will take the conductivity reading. So, I will slowly add 0.5 ml of solution into this. So, I added 0.5 ml. You can see that now I will stir the solution after addition using a glass rod. This is a washed glass rod. You can see that it was 28.6 for 0 ml of NaOH. Now, I added 0.5 ml. As reading has changed to 26.5. It has decreased. So, now we will go on adding this in 0.5 ml intervals. The conductivity reading will go on. You can see if you plot a graph of conductance versus volume of NaOH, the conductivity will be initially high, then it decreases, reaches a minimum, then it increases slowly, then it again increases in a steep manner. So I will go on adding 0.5 ml each of this NaOH solution. After each addition, I will note down the conductivity reading. Okay, that's how you do the experiment. So we continued it up to about 15 ml of NaOH. Now see how the graph, how you get the graph. First you get a straight line decreasing graph. Okay. So first what happens is the mixture contains HCl and acetic acid. First, HCl being a strong acid gets neutralized with NaOH. So the solution contains HCl and HCl contains H plus ions of high conductivity. That's why the conductivity is high. As you go on adding NaOH from the burette, what happens is this H plus ions are replaced with Na plus ions. So Na plus ions have got low ionic mobility, therefore their conductivity is low. H plus ions have got high ionic mobility, therefore their conductivity is high. So as H plus ions are successfully replaced with Na plus ions, the conductivity goes on decreasing in a linear manner for every 0.5 ml addition. And this will continue till all the HCl is over. So this is that point. So after that, acetic acid starts reacting. Now here what happens is, acetic acid being a weak acid, it has got low conductivity. But when you add NaOH, this acetic acid is converted into sodium acetate. Sodium acetate is a strong electrolyte, therefore what happens is that it ionizes completely, therefore conductivity increases. You can see here, the conductivity increases as acetic acid is converted into sodium acetate. So this is the neutralization curve for acetic acid. This will happen till all the acetic acid is used. So up to here all HCl is neutralized. This is the endpoint for HCl. From here to here acetic acid is neutralized. This is the endpoint for acetic acid here. So from V1 to V2, that is the neutralization of acetic acid. So volume of NaOH corresponds to that neutralization. Then after all the acids are neutralized, there is a steep increase in conductivity. That's because once all the acids are neutralized, NaOH starts accumulating. And NaOH has got OH minus ions, so very high conductivity. Therefore, conductivity increases steeply. So you get three slopes. First line, so that first line indicates neutralization of HCl. Once all HCl is neutralized, again the slope changes. So this point of intersection gives the neutralization of point of HCl, and V1 corresponds to volume of NaOH corresponding to neutralization of HCl. Then from here neutralization of acetic acid starts. So V1 to V2 corresponds to volume of NaOH corresponding to neutralization of acetic acid. So V2 minus V1 will be volume of NaOH corresponding to acetic acid. So you get two neutralization points and you can calculate mass of HCl as well as mass of acetic acid from these neutralization points. So volume of the acid mixture dependent on 50 cm cube, you know already, and volume of NaOH corresponding first neutralizing point is V1, that is correspond to HCl. Okay. So therefore, if you write the normality equation, normality of HCl into volume of HCl is equal to normality of NaOH into volume of NaOH. So strength of HCl will be strength of NaOH, that is 1 normal, into volume of NaOH corresponding to neutralization of HCl, that is V1, divided by volume of mixture taken is 50. So that gives strength of HCl. Then strength of HCl into equivalent mass of HCl gives the mass of HCl per liter. Next part is estimation of acetic acid. As I told already, the volume of NaOH corresponding to neutralization of acetic acid is V2 minus V1. So V2 minus V1. So strength of acetic acid will be strength of NaOH, that is 1 normal, into volume of NaOH corresponding to neutralization of acetic acid, V2 minus V1, divided by volume of mixture, is 50. So it will give strength of acetic acid. Strength of acetic acid into equivalent mass of acetic acid will give you mass of acetic acid present in 1 liter.